This is the railway bridge. This was originally a railway bridge connecting Swansea to the Vale of Neath Railway. There was a project at one time to cross the River Neath, which is a big gash in the land, you notice, now crossed by those big motorway bridges. But the citizens of Neath scuppered it because they wanted to remain, they didn't want a direct connection to Swansea, which would leave them off a main line. So they scuppered it. But this was actually built to connect to the Vale of Neath Railway and subsequently used also as a road bridge. It also served the purpose of connecting to the eastern docks, which we're going into. Now the site behind us is Sainsbury's, and it is of some interest because here there was the most gigantic flour mill. It was, in fact, not just a flour mill, it was also a gigantic grain elevator. A series of cylinders, I would guess about 100 feet high or so, towering above the road in solid concrete. It was entirely closed by the time I came to Swansea in the 1960s, and it never served any purpose. It was surrounded by railway connections. It was a quite important thing because in the 1920s...
Excuse me, if push brakes come in.
Right. Swansea became a major port for the import of grain from the United States and Canada, and that was why it was built. This site was derelict, and in 1980 Sainsbury's approached the City Council, which I was then a member of, and said they wanted to develop. And they said to us that if we would assemble the land and sell it, they would have 230 jobs, I think, originally. There was also a do-it-yourself branch here. So the city paid to assemble the land and to demolish that gigantic building that was there. And we put the land together, handed it over to Sainsbury's for what I strongly suspect was a fairly nominal sum. You have to remember that in 1982-3, unemployment here was running at around 15-18%, and Sainsbury's were promising jobs. So this site dates from the early 80s, and it was assembled by the city, passed to Sainsbury's, and now we have this huge superstore. It's a very useful superstore, but it owes a lot to the City Council Economic Development Department actually bringing them here and getting the land together. I don't know exactly how much it costs, but it must have cost us, that is the city, quite a lot. Mm. But it's a very big area, very close to the city. And it's so big because it was the site of this major industrial development at one time. Right, we'll press on over the bridge.